Gracious Thursday morning to you good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do and you know why I do it. It's April 11th. Again, I said Thursday. And it is 3:23 in the a.m. And I am reading Daily Reflections. And once again, the title is a whammy. The title is A Word to Drop. Blame. I want to say the other day I had a conversation with a person, and I was sharing that accountability seems like punishment when you're not prepared to handle it. If you developed a defense mechanism of blaming and projection and avoiding accountability, you're not going to hear anything that's going to be beneficial to you. You're going to hear somebody attacking you. So you're going to get defensive. Or you're going to smile and bear it. And then when you get away from the individual who is basically giving you information to help you be a better person, or to improve your practices, I'll put it like that, your practices of engaging with others, when you get a safe distance, you're going to talk about them. Attack the help, if you will. And most of us do this from time to time. It says, to see how erratic emotions victimize us often took a long time. Emotions victimize us, not you're victimized by other people. Emotions victimize us personally. See, I get caught in my feelings, and as the kids say, start feeling some kind of way. Notice you didn't identify the feelings. I'm feeling some kind of way, or I'm in my feelings. Identify the feeling. Let's talk about it. No, I don't want to. You don't want to because that means you have to do some work to decipher, to unpack, to deal with the trauma or the reality of the situation, and you don't want to. I can get with you when you say, no, I don't want to. So I'm going to leave you in your stink. Because if it starts stinking bad enough or starts hurting bad enough, you'll want to discuss it. But until then, nothing good is going to come of the conversation. You're going to be argumentative. You're going to continue to project. You're going to continue to blame. So no, we won't have this conversation. Let me get back to the reading. To see how erratic emotions victimize us often took a long time. We could perceive them quickly in others. In other words, I can see the speck in your eye. But only slowly in ourselves. But I can't see the log in mine. Now, I want you to look at that analogy. I can see the most minuscule thing because I'm looking for it, first and foremost. I'm looking for something to get on you about. But there's a giant redwood blocking my view to me. And if you ever seen a giant redwood, man, they're massive trees. So first of all, we had to admit that we had many of these defects. See, I'm upset because you're mirroring me and I don't like it. I'm upset because you're calling me out on something, again, mirroring me, and I'm not prepared to deal with it. I don't like it because you're telling me about my happy self, and in your picture, I'm not my happy self. Let me get back to the reading. It says, first of all, we had to admit that we had many of these defects, even though such disclosures were painful and humiliating. See, we have this word now that we're bantering about, and many of us use it, but many of us don't want to apply it to ourselves, that we're narcissists. Now, Everybody has a little bit of narcissism. But when it mutates and becomes a lifestyle and you can't look at you and you can't hear about you, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the true definition of a narcissist. I cannot make corrections to myself based on what I'm hearing because I'm too fragile, too delicate, and I'm going to give you a trauma response. That says emotional immaturity. That says something is stunted. That says there's too much pain involved, and it reminds me of where I was stunted and how I was stunted. Now, if I take control of this thing and control the narrative of this thing, it does not address the unhealthy behavior, but it makes me feel empowered. It says, where other people were concerned, we had to drop the word blame from our speech and thought. The writer says, when I did my 4th step, following the Big Book guidelines, I noticed that my grudge list was filled with my prejudices and my blaming others for my not being able to succeed and to live up to my potential. I also discovered I felt different because, this person says, because I was black. As I continued to work the steps, I learned that I always had drunk to rid myself of those feelings. It was only when I sobered up and worked on my inventory that I could no longer blame anyone. So this person felt that we're outsider because of the color of their skin. Many of us feel that we're outsiders because people have told us we're outsiders. People have triggered something in our subconscious that reminds us of an unpleasant situation, or we thinking we're taking control of a situation and we're getting our power back, but what we're really doing is reliving and reenacting the thing that caused us the trauma in the first place. I'm going to give you an example. You're in a dysfunctional relationship, or you were in a dysfunctional relationship. It caused some kind of trauma. Now, you go looking for a relationship because in your looking, you're in control, but you haven't corrected the behavior that attracted you to the dysfunctional person. So you continue to find that person over and over again. Or you get somebody that has energy and is willing to tolerate you, but you can't appreciate that because they don't bring the drama that you need, the funky energy that you need to do what you do. See, that's a double-edged sword in our behavior. We blame for not being what we want, and we blame for getting what we say we want. It's a no-win situation. Amen. That's setting somebody up to take a test that they don't even know they're taking, and knowing that they're going to fail because they don't know they're taking the test. What feeling are you hiding? What haven't you addressed? What wound haven't you healed? Or better yet, what abscess are you covering up? Because it will fester.